Enlightening, very interesting, fascinating.
Showed me where I can get stuck with not understanding or not interpreting right.
The way it was presented here, it was very honest and bold, and we got a German perspective.
All these things that you see around you and you realize it day by day while you're living in Berlin.
First of all, it is curiosity. It is wanting to get to know the other one. So it is a lot about openness. It's a lot about self-reflection, thinking about your own behavior, about the logic of your own behavior. Because only once you realize that your own behavior is not universal, but it's culturally defined, then you can also accept that there's a logic behind the behavior of the others as well. And then trying to find something mutual, something new, some amalgam, some joint behavior, which may have a lot of the other culture or a lot of your culture. The most important thing is that it works. So for me, intercultural competence, it's about making things work. Welcome here in our office, Interpool. It's very nice to have you here. Welcome to our workshop, Understanding Germany, Living in Germany, Working with Germans. We have brought some equipment so that we can live up to your stereotypes.
I love Berlin, I love the city, I love the fact that it's multicultural.
I kind of want to gather as many tools as possible to deal with Germans and just my surroundings here.
We talked about stereotypes and we talked about prejudices, about, you believe, how Germans are, we think we believe, how Spanish are, how Russians are, how Israelis are. But obviously you can never know how Israelis are or Germans are because they're very different. So when we say something, we are very explicit. So if we are asked, do you want a coffee? And we say, yes, I want a coffee, and then we want a coffee. If we say, no, thank you, I don't want a coffee, then we don't want a coffee. Which obviously in other cultures is very different. You have to decline 3 times or 2 times or 7 times. Or you may say, yeah, well, maybe if it's not causing too much inconvenience, perhaps I wouldn't mind, but I can also have a tea. We say, no, I want a coffee. We like things written down, we like things stated, and we like things clear. And when there is a problem, our way of problem solving is everybody on the table, mention what's going wrong, and then solve it. Which obviously doesn't work in many cultures because you have different hierarchies, and you can hurt everybody's feelings. If you do that, you have to do it through third parties or through indirect communication. We are very explicit, and when we find out somebody has a problem, usually if there's a little bit sense of trust, we are, so what's the problem?
We have not much time, and we need to make ourselves very clear and not circle around the topic.
We don't want to get very substantial in this meeting. It's just creating relationship, and probably the other side would be very strict and
You don't know.
But you definitely, you want to find out if they are professional, if they're worth making business with, and your way of finding out is,
trust them.
Yeah.
We have 2.5 months period till the event.
2 months.
2.5. 2
months.
If you really understand the things, what's going on, then only you open your mouth, otherwise just seal your lips. Yeah.
How do you schedule? What would be your schedule? Like what would happen? What would be deadlines?
Please, if you can tell us how we can do this connection. What have you done in the field of tourism so far?
Of course, we'll have it written, right? I mean, yeah, we read your work,
whatever you want.
So I have an idea. How about dinner tomorrow at my place?
a dinner maybe?
We can have a coffee during the meeting and maybe some biscuits. And,
What did you think about the others? The moderns about the trendies about the moderns. You would just throw it at me.
They're not serious.
Who are you talking about?
The trendies.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were uptight.
Yeah. No sense of humor.
That's on the other right. They were automatons, machines.
They were
machines.
Sometimes they were like discussing like maybe we can do something after the meeting like dinner or something. That is not so German way, that kind of Indian way or something.
That's, the question you have to ask yourself all the time. Do I adjust to the others, or do I expect them to adjust to me? But if I can't adjust to the others, and I think it's helpful, the least thing I can do is explain to the other one where I'm coming from. Explain why I'm doing it that way, explain what I'm aiming at, and I think you did that in the book. And it helped ease up the tension, at least a little bit. And the third one, of course, if it's possible to benefit from the diversity. If you have a diverse team and you get that into a good mold and a good atmosphere, and you use the strength of each cultural approach, then obviously you're a lot stronger than you before.
I'm happy to have been in this workshop because even being lived in Berlin for just over 2 years and knowing Germans to a certain extent, I feel we got a German perspective of what it is being German. I understand a few more things about Germans now, so which will help me, I guess, in daily life. So thank you.
A great workshop, how German sees me and where they cannot understand me, and then I can be more clear for them. So thank you very much.
This evening has helped me a bit understand and feel a bit more closer to the German perspective, and I found the workshop leaders very engaging and fun.
I learned a lot about Germans' motives, and I think from now on I'll be able to better understand when I get a German typical reaction that was until now a bit insulting or maybe unclear to me. Alles klar.